Indigenous Rights Radio, because knowledge is power.
Land and environmental defenders are at the forefront of the climate crisis, protecting the world's forests and biodiversity. Without their representation at the table, we cannot solve the climate crisis. Cultural Survival attended COP28 in Dubai and spoke to some of the delegates who were there.
So my name is Jeff Ferguson. I'm a Spokane tribal member. I'm here to represent the indigenous community of the Interior Salish Columbia Plateau tribes of Washington State, the Pacific Northwest. I'm part of the Wisdom Keepers delegation, and we are here advancing contemporary climate policies that distill indigenous wisdom created by our diverse group of activists and wisdom keepers from around the world. One of the things that I'd like people to know is and understand, we as indigenous people have the solutions to climate change. And when people say that, they have a hard time understanding that. But if you look, no matter where you're at in the world, at the indigenous communities in your area, those communities have survived for 5,000, 10,000 years, sometimes even further, longer than that. And if you look back, colonization in our parts of the world only has been around for about 150, 200 years in the Pacific Northwest. But we've suffered so much. Now we see the most devastating wildfire seasons we've ever had. We see flooding on the coast. We have communities up and down the Washington coastline that are having to move their communities to higher ground because they have the rising waters. We also see the snow caps that aren't holding the rain like they used to. So we see flooding inland coming down from the mountains when it used to be able to stay later into the spring. Now we're seeing that flooding happening earlier and earlier every year. And in addition to losing that water and rainfall, it dries out the land, which creates more fuel for the wildfire season. So we see a lot of these things that are happening, but as less than 2% of the general population in the United States and less than 1% on a global level, we want our allies out there to understand no matter what we try to do, whether it's climate change or saving salmon, we're outnumbered 98-2. That means that's where we start, 2-98. So any non-native allies out there that are interested in making a change and creating a positive impact towards the impending climate collapse, we need your help, and we can't do it alone. But indigenous communities, they've survived. That's why they're still here. All these indigenous communities that are still around, they come from strong bloodlines, and they hold the wisdom. Like our Wisdom Keepers delegation, they hold the wisdom to keep perpetuating those generations and generations even beyond. Because if we don't do anything right now, at one point or another, Mother Earth is just going to shake us off like a bunch of fleas, and she'll continue. We won't be here. Humanity will be gone. And those are some of the messages that we carry with us.
For more on the rights of Indigenous peoples, visit cs.org and follow Cultural Survival on Facebook and Twitter, and listen to Indigenous Rights Radio on Spotify.